The Merritt Jones Wayside Tavern was a log tavern located down this now abandoned road. It was an overnight stop on the old state road from Cumberland Gap to Lexington. The older half of the building dates back to circa 1800. During the Civil War, Jones Tavern was held alternately by Confederate and Union forces. In January 1864, General U.S. Grant and staff stayed overnight on their way from East Tennessee to Lexington. The Merritt Jones Tavern also served as a temporary Confederate hospital after the Battle of Richmond in 1862. 13 soldiers died on these battlegrounds, and there's a small cemetery back there as well. One of the soldiers that died here was only 15 years old. There's something really bright white over here. I'm trying to see what it is. See if we can focus in on it. What is that? Right there. Looks like a bucket. Maybe a bucket? Sort of odd. It's deep down in there. Here is where the pavement turns into dirt. It's very overgrown. I don't think people come back here very often unless it's to maintain the Confederate cemetery, which I'm not even sure if they do that. I have to look for the remnants of this place because there's probably not a clear path to it. There is some signage here. And this is the path to the cemetery to the right, which is like a game trail. You can barely see it. You can barely see that path. I'm looking for the remnants of this tavern. Oh, wish me luck. You can see how overgrown this road is. Like, I know there's not going to be a clear path to this thing. No way possible. We have another sign here. Gosh, the thorns are terrible. We have a sign in the overgrowth that this is where the Battle of Richmond occurred. And this is where all the 13 people died in the battle on these grounds here. Well, this was station number 2, whatever that means. But I think I did find the remnants of the tavern. If you can see through that brush, that chimney there. I'm gonna make my way through there. Oh, I do see a well. Well, this is not a well. probably some sort of water source, but it's made it with cinder blocks, so that's sort of odd. But this was a well. This was definitely a well. Oh wow, yeah, check that out. That's pretty cool. Alright, so we have thorns blocking our path this way. I mean, we literally got a bushwhack. I can see 2 chimneys right here. So this is where the tavern was. And this tavern was also used as a hospital for the Confederate soldiers at times. And before that, it was a place for travelers to stop and stay the night and eat and drink and whatnot. Man, I'm telling you what, this is, I knew there wouldn't be a trail, but I also didn't know I'd have to bushwhack. Let's try another approach. And there was electric here. You can see the remnants of the pole in this, I don't know what you call that. That's the old electric pole. Maybe we can find a path over here. A semi-path. I think I found a semi-path. Oh, wow. It's brutal. It's brutal. Brutal. So brutal with the thorns. It caught me in the hair. Alright, let's get through this. Pretty cool. It's old piping to something. I wonder what this duct tape stuff is. That's kind of creepy. Creepy, like something was wrapped in duct tape and dumped here. Yeah. So there we have the remnants of the Merritt Jones Tavern. Let's head out to the Confederate cemetery. I'll find my way out. Found the trail out this time. Less thornage, I'm sure. Made it out. Wasn't easy. Let's head to this cemetery. I just noticed something. Big X right there. for all you Bigfoot believers. They're always the guardians of the cemetery. And I believe that is right pretty much at that cemetery. Well, no, the cemetery is up the hill here. And here's the X. Obstacles. I'm starting to see headstones. Through there. There should be 13 here, and one of them's a 15-year-old soldier. This is a good place to take a break. Nice place to sit. Battle of Richmond Tour Station, Confederate Cemetery. In 1972, these graves were marked with only small, rough fieldstones, which are still in position along with the newer Veterans Administration markers. Research by Dr. John B. Floyd, Jr. revealed the names of the soldiers buried here. Since it is not possible to determine which soldier was buried in which grave, a new marker was simply placed at each grave. As you leave this station, you will pass through an area that was involved in various incidents of fighting. Some of these actions are described as a state historical marker on the west side of US 421 at the base of Big Hill. The next station, historical marker, whatever. Yeah, they all have Confederate flags by each one. Let's see, there's 1, 2. Well, these are their original stones, so we're not going to count those. There's another original stone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. They all died here in 1862. I want to find the teenager that was 15-year-old soldier. Here he is. William A. Rhodes, 13th Regiment, Tennessee Vols, CSA, 1847 to 1862. So he was 15 years old and died in battle here on these grounds. We have a sergeant here. They don't all have their birth dates, but I'm glad that one did. Thank you for your service, William A. Rhodes. And really, you can't see all of their original stones either. I see a few. There's one there. There's one here. They just used pretty much road rock. Looks like a piece of road that they used for a burial marker. And this is just, you know, a square rock. can only imagine the bloodshed in these woods at that time. And imagine that tavern back there being used as a hospital for all of these Confederate soldiers here. So, thanks for joining me on this little adventure. I'm going to sit down here. Got a spot right over here on this log. And I'm going to have a little lunch.